All right, this tip's out there for all your slicers. What do we normally do if we're slicing the golf ball? I can tell you from my teaching experience that almost everybody that comes to me that slices the golf ball typically takes the club face at address and they close the club face down, all right? So I call this a Band-Aid. Sometimes it can help, sometimes it can be super effective, but in the end, it's not really fixing the root cause. So you can see how this club face is dead shut, okay? This would be a more neutral look where the club face leading edge of the club's nice and vertical, right? This is where we want to start from. And the drill is a pretty simple one. I would recommend putting the ball on a really short tee, maybe a couple balls in a row. And what we do is we put if your grip's not correct, fix your grip and get the club face orientation back to neutral. And all we want to do is with our feet together, I want you to just swing your arms back and through, all right? Now, when you're doing this, the club, if you're not squeezing the life out of it, the club should want to rotate closed when you hit the golf ball, right? It rotates closed and I call it turning the corner. The club goes around to your left. So I'm just swinging my arms, and the idea with the stance being a little narrow, and you may want to go a little wider depending on how good your balance is, but when your feet are together like that, your arms are a little bit more reactive to the release, all right? So the idea here would be to get the ball to go out and maybe take a left-hand turn or a little bit of a hook or draw. So with my feet together, I'm just gonna swing the club back and I'm just gonna release the club. Now the ball should go out and turn to the left, back and through, back and through. These aren't power shots, these are just lazy shots, and I'm just trying to close the face on the ball and close the face on the ball, all right? Now, what should the right hand, if we think about just the mechanics or maybe some feedback, obviously part of the feedback is going to be what that ball does when it flies. But the other piece would be when we swing through, we're trying to get the toe of the club a little bit more skyward at this, let's call it 3 o'clock finish, right? And if it's more skyward, you'll notice that your right hand position is going to be more in a handshake position, right? So players that slice the golf ball almost always have this look post-impact where the palm is more skyward and the face is facing the sky. So we want to let that face close, get the toe up a little bit, and doing these little perpetual swings with our feet together can start to activate your hands and get you to rotate it. This drill isn't for everybody, but if you're slicing it, this can be a good go-to drill. So try that out, see if it doesn't help mitigate your slice.